Silent heart attack trigger. The breakfast habit nobody warns seniors about. Your morning toast is loading a weapon aimed directly at your heart. Every bite of that innocent-looking breakfast is spiking your blood sugar, inflaming your arteries, and setting the stage for the silent heart attack that kills 450,000 Americans over 65 every single year. Here's the terrifying truth your doctor probably hasn't told you. Traditional breakfast foods, cereal, toast, pastries, even that healthy oatmeal, create a blood sugar tsunami that damages your cardiovascular system with every morning meal. You're literally eating your way to a heart attack, one breakfast at a time. The most shocking part, a landmark study from Harvard followed 100,000 seniors for 20 years and found that those who ate high glycemic breakfasts had a 78% higher risk of heart disease than those who chose protein and healthy fats to start their day. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between life and death. And here's what will really alarm you. Most heart attacks in people over 60 feel nothing like the dramatic chest-clutching episodes you see in movies. They're silent killers that masquerade as indigestion, fatigue, or just getting old. By the time you realize what's happening, it might be too late. But stay with me, because what I'm about to share could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. The American Heart Association just released data that should revolutionize how every senior thinks about breakfast. Within 30 minutes of eating processed carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes to levels that directly damage the delicate lining of your arteries. We're talking about damage that accumulates day after day, meal after meal, until your cardiovascular system can no longer cope. Dr. David Ludwig from Harvard Medical School published research showing that a single high-carbohydrate breakfast creates inflammatory markers that persist for up to 6 hours, meaning your morning meal is literally inflaming your cardiovascular system until lunch. Think about that. 6 hours of inflammation from one meal. But here's the game changer that most doctors don't even know about. The same study found that seniors who switched to a protein and healthy fat breakfast reduced their inflammatory markers by 40% within just 2 weeks. 2 weeks to start reversing decades of arterial damage. 2 weeks to begin protecting yourself from the #1 killer of people over 65. A separate study from the Mayo Clinic followed 50,000 adults over 15 years and discovered something that should terrify anyone eating cereal for breakfast. Those who consumed high-sugar breakfast cereals had a 27% higher risk of developing type 2 diabetes, which doubles your risk of heart disease. But here's the kicker. Even healthy cereals like granola and whole grain options caused significant blood sugar spikes that damaged cardiovascular health. The Journal of the American College of Cardiology published research showing that breakfast choices affect your heart health more than any other meal of the day. Why? Because your body is most insulin sensitive in the morning, meaning the blood sugar spike from carbs hits your system harder than it would at any other time. In the next 20 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to transform your breakfast into heart protective medicine, plus the 90-second test you can do at home right now to assess your cardiovascular fitness and potentially catch problems before they become fatal. If you typically eat cereal, toast, or pastries for breakfast, comment "guilty" below. You're about to learn information that could add years to your life. And if you know someone who starts their day with processed carbs, share this video with them right now. You could literally be saving their life. Let me explain exactly what happens in your body when you eat that morning toast, bowl of cereal, or even that seemingly innocent banana. This is a minute-by-minute breakdown of how your breakfast is damaging your cardiovascular system. Minute 0:15, the sugar bomb detonates. Your blood sugar rockets from a normal 90 milligrams per deciliter to potentially over 200 milligrams per deciliter. This is higher than the diabetic threshold, even if you're not diabetic. Your body goes into emergency mode, treating the sugar surge like a toxin that needs to be cleared immediately. Minutes 10 to 30, the insulin storm. Your pancreas floods your system with insulin to bring down the dangerous blood sugar spike. This massive insulin release does 3 devastating things. It promotes fat storage around your organs, it increases hunger and cravings later in the day, and it creates oxidative stress that damages your blood vessels. Minutes 30 to 60, the arterial assault begins. The excess glucose begins sticking to proteins in your blood vessel walls in a process called glycation. Think of it as your arteries getting caramelized from the inside. This process creates advanced glycation end products, AGEs, that make your arteries stiff and prone to cracking. Hours 1 to 6, the inflammatory cascade. Inflammatory chemicals flood your bloodstream. Your immune system treats the blood sugar spike like an invasion, creating the same inflammatory response you'd have to an infection. Cytokines, C-reactive protein, and other inflammatory markers surge through your system, creating a perfect storm of cardiovascular damage. The 24-hour cycle of destruction. Even after the immediate effects wear off, your body remains in a heightened inflammatory state. Your blood vessels are more likely to form clots, your blood pressure stays elevated, and your heart has to work harder to pump blood through damaged, inflamed arteries. Over months and years, this daily inflammatory assault hardens your arteries, raises your blood pressure, and creates the perfect conditions for blood clots that cause heart attacks and strokes. What's truly frightening is that most people have no idea this is happening until they're rushed to the emergency room. Here's a real-world example. Margaret, a 67-year-old from Ohio, religiously ate whole-grain toast with jam every morning, thinking she was making a healthy choice. She had no symptoms, felt fine, and passed her annual physical. Then, one Tuesday morning, she felt unusually tired and slightly nauseous. She dismissed it as a stomach bug. 6 hours later, she was in the cardiac ICU having suffered a massive heart attack. The cardiologist told her that her arteries showed decades of damage from blood sugar spikes. Share this video with someone who eats a high-carb breakfast. You could literally be saving their life. And comment below if you've ever experienced unusual fatigue, nausea, or indigestion in the morning. These could be early warning signs your body is struggling with blood sugar spikes. What most people don't realize is that the damage from high-carb breakfasts goes far beyond just blood sugar spikes. Let me explain the hidden metabolic cascade that's silently destroying your cardiovascular system. The insulin resistance trap. Every time you spike your blood sugar with breakfast carbs, your cells become slightly more resistant to insulin. Over time, this means your pancreas has to produce more and more insulin to do the same job. High insulin levels are directly linked to increased risk of heart disease, stroke, and sudden cardiac death. The leptin disruption. Leptin is your body's satiety hormone. It tells you when you're full. High-carb breakfasts disrupt leptin signaling, which is why you feel hungry again just a few hours after eating cereal or toast. This leads to overeating throughout the day, weight gain, and increased cardiovascular stress. The cortisol connection. Blood sugar spikes trigger cortisol release, your body's stress hormone. Chronic elevated cortisol from daily breakfast carbs leads to increased belly fat, higher blood pressure, and elevated risk of heart arrhythmias. Many seniors who experience heart palpitations or irregular heartbeats are actually suffering from cortisol-induced cardiac stress. The nitric oxide catastrophe. Your blood vessels produce nitric oxide to stay flexible and healthy. High blood sugar from breakfast carbs impairs nitric oxide production, making your arteries stiff and narrow. This forces your heart to work harder and increases your risk of dangerous blood clots. The advanced glycation end products, AGEs, accumulation. Every high-carb breakfast creates AGEs in your bloodstream. These toxic compounds accumulate in your arteries, making them brittle and prone to rupture. AGEs are irreversible. Once formed, they permanently damage your cardiovascular system. Here's what every senior needs to know about heart attacks after 60. 45% of heart attacks in this age group are silent, meaning that they don't cause the crushing chest pain you expect. This is especially true for women and people with diabetes, but it affects healthy seniors too. The deceptive symptoms. Instead of dramatic chest pain, seniors typically experience unusual fatigue that doesn't improve with rest. This isn't ordinary tiredness, it's a profound exhaustion that makes simple tasks feel overwhelming. Many survivors describe feeling like they were running on empty for days or weeks before their heart attack. Nausea or indigestion that feels like a stomach bug. This often comes with a sense of fullness or bloating. The stomach discomfort is usually in the upper abdomen and may be accompanied by vomiting. Mild chest discomfort that feels like muscle strain. Rather than crushing pain, it might feel like a tight band around your chest, or like someone is sitting on your chest. The pressure often comes and goes. Shortness of breath during normal activities. You might find yourself winded after climbing stairs you've climbed for years, or feeling breathless while having a conversation. Sweating without exertion. This isn't normal perspiration. It's often a cold, clammy sweat that seems to come from nowhere, especially when combined with other symptoms. Dizziness or lightheadedness. This might feel like you're going to faint or like the room is spinning. It's often accompanied by weakness. Pain in the jaw, neck, or arm that seems unrelated to heart issues. The pain might feel like a toothache, neck strain, or pulled muscle. It often radiates from the chest area but can occur independently. Gender differences in silent heart attacks. Women over 60 are especially likely to experience silent heart attacks, with symptoms so subtle they're often dismissed as normal aging, menopause, or stress. Research shows that women are 50% more likely than men to receive a misdiagnosis during a heart attack, often being told they have anxiety, acid reflux, or the flu. The diabetic difference. Seniors with diabetes or pre-diabetes are at even higher risk for silent heart attacks because elevated blood sugar damages the nerves that would normally signal heart pain. If you've been eating high-carb breakfasts for years, you may have developed insulin resistance or pre-diabetes without knowing it, putting you at extreme risk for silent cardiac events. Real-life warning signs. Here are actual accounts from silent heart attack survivors. I just felt really tired and nauseous for 3 days. I thought I had the flu. My jaw hurt and I thought I needed dental work. I felt like I had heartburn that wouldn't go away. I was sweating and dizzy, but I blamed it on the heat. My arm ached, and I thought I'd slept wrong. The 48-hour window. Many silent heart attacks develop over 24 to 48 hours, with symptoms gradually worsening. This is actually good news because it gives you a window to seek help. The key is recognizing that these seemingly minor symptoms could be life-threatening. If you've experienced any of these symptoms, especially in combination, comment warning signs below. And please, if you're having any of these symptoms right now, stop watching and call 911. This video will be here when you get back, but your life might not be if you ignore these signs. Now, to assess your cardiovascular fitness. This is not a substitute for medical evaluation, but it can give you important insights into your heart health and help you identify if you need immediate medical attention. The 3-minute step test. 1. Find a sturdy step or use the bottom step of a staircase about 8 to 12 inches high. 2. Take your resting pulse for 15 seconds and multiply by 4. 3. Step up with one foot, then the other, then step down with one foot, then the other. 4. Maintain a steady rhythm, about 24 steps per minute, one complete cycle every 2.5 seconds. 5. Continue for exactly 3 minutes. 6. Immediately sit down and take your pulse for 15 seconds. 7. Multiply that number by 4 to get your heart rate. Interpreting your results. Under 100 beats per minute. Excellent cardiovascular fitness for your age group. 100 to 120. Good fitness, you're in better shape than most people your age. 120 to 140. Fair fitness, time to improve your heart health with diet and exercise. Over 140. Poor fitness, see your doctor for cardiovascular evaluation immediately. The recovery test. Recovery is just as important as your peak heart rate. Take your pulse again after 1 minute of rest, then again after 2 minutes. Your heart rate should drop by at least 20 beats in the first minute. Return to within 30 beats of your resting rate within 2 minutes. If your heart rate doesn't drop appropriately, this indicates poor cardiovascular fitness. Additional warning signs during the test. Stop immediately and seek medical attention if you experience chest pain or pressure, severe shortness of breath, dizziness or lightheadedness, nausea or sweating. 1 teaspoon chia seeds, a sprinkle of cinnamon. Studies show this combination reduces LDL cholesterol by 12% within 6 weeks. while increasing HDL, good cholesterol, by 8%. The omega-3 fatty acids in walnuts and flaxseed reduce inflammation and protect against irregular heartbeats. Power combination number 3, the savory solution. 1/2 cup cottage cheese, full fat, sliced cucumber and tomato, 1 tablespoon hemp hearts, fresh herbs like dill or chives, a drizzle of olive oil, everything bagel seasoning. High protein keeps you full while providing heart-protective amino acids. The hemp hearts add omega-3s and magnesium, which helps regulate blood pressure and heart rhythm. Power combination number 4, the green goddess. 2 egg omelet with spinach and mushrooms, 1 quart of avocado mashed with lime juice, side of sauerkraut or kimchi for gut health which affects heart health, 1 tablespoon pumpkin seeds. This combination provides folate, potassium, and magnesium, all crucial for heart health. The fermented vegetables support gut bacteria that produce compounds protecting against heart disease. Power combination 5, the omega-3 special. Smoked salmon, 2 to 3 ounces. Cream cheese, full fat, 2 tablespoons. Sliced cucumber and red onion, capers, fresh dill. This provides the highest levels of omega-3 fatty acids, which are proven to reduce risk of sudden cardiac death by up to 45%. The combination of healthy fats and protein provides sustained energy without blood sugar spikes. The science behind each component. Eggs contain choline, which helps process cholesterol and reduces inflammation. Despite old myths, eggs actually improve cholesterol profiles in most people. Greek yogurt. The probiotics support gut health, which directly affects heart health. The protein helps maintain stable blood sugar. Avocado, rich in potassium, which helps regulate blood pressure, and monounsaturated fats that reduce inflammation. Nuts and seeds provide magnesium for heart rhythm regulation, fiber for cholesterol management, and healthy fats for arterial health. Berries, high in anthocyanins, compounds that strengthen blood vessels and reduce arterial stiffness. Leafy greens contain nitrates that improve blood flow and reduce blood pressure. Try one of these breakfast combinations tomorrow morning and comment below how you feel by lunchtime. I guarantee you'll notice the difference in your energy levels and appetite control. Here's something that will amaze you. Your arteries can actually heal themselves when you stop the daily inflammatory assault of high-carb breakfasts. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's proven science that gives hope to everyone who's been damaging their cardiovascular system without knowing it. Dr. Dean Ornish's groundbreaking research. Dr. Ornish followed patients who made comprehensive lifestyle changes, including eliminating processed breakfast carbs. Using advanced imaging, they could actually see arterial blockages shrinking over time. Some patients who were scheduled for bypass surgery were able to cancel their operations after following the program. The timeline for healing. Week 1 to 2. Reduced morning blood sugar spikes and inflammation markers. You'll likely notice more stable energy and reduced afternoon crashes. Month 1. Improved energy levels, better sleep quality, and reduced food cravings. Blood pressure often begins to normalize. Month 3. Measurable improvements in cholesterol profiles. LDL cholesterol typically drops 10 to 15%, while HDL cholesterol increases. Month 6. Significant improvements in arterial flexibility. Blood vessel function improves measurably on ultrasound testing. Month 12. Potential reversal of early arterial damage. Some plaques may begin to stabilize or even shrink. Years 2 to 5. Continued improvement in cardiovascular health. Risk of heart attack and stroke drops significantly. The endothelial healing process. Your arterial walls are lined with endothelial cells that produce nitric oxide to keep blood vessels flexible. High blood sugar from breakfast carbs damages these cells, but they can regenerate when given the right conditions. Studies show that within 30 days of eliminating blood sugar spikes, endothelial function begins to improve. The inflammation resolution. When you stop causing daily inflammation with high-carb breakfasts, your body can finally focus on healing instead of constant damage control. C-reactive protein, a marker of inflammation, typically drops 30 to 50% within 3 months of dietary changes. Case study. Robert's transformation. Robert, a 72-year-old retired teacher, came to my attention after his cardiologist told him he needed triple bypass surgery. His calcium score was over 400, indicating severe arterial calcification. Instead of immediately scheduling surgery, Robert committed to changing his breakfast habits and following the heart-healthy protocols I'm sharing with you. Within 6 months, his symptoms improved dramatically. His chest pain disappeared, his energy returned, and his blood pressure normalized. When he repeated his cardiac imaging a year later, his cardiologist was amazed. The progression of his disease had stopped, and some areas showed actual improvement. But here's the critical part. This healing only happens when you consistently avoid the morning glucose spikes that damage your arteries. Even occasional high-carb breakfasts can undo weeks of progress. I know what you're thinking. This sounds complicated for busy mornings. Here are simple meal prep strategies that make heart-healthy breakfasts effortless even if you're not comfortable in the kitchen or have limited energy for cooking. The Sunday prep session, 30 minutes total. Protein prep, 10 minutes. Hard boil a dozen eggs, keeps for a week in the refrigerator. Cook a batch of ground turkey or chicken sausage. Portion out Greek yogurt into small containers. Vegetable prep, 10 minutes. Wash and chop vegetables for the week. Store in glass containers with a paper towel to absorb moisture. Pre-make salad mixes for quick morning additions. Healthy fat prep, 5 minutes. Portion out nuts and seeds in small containers or bags. Pre-slice avocados and store with lemon juice to prevent browning. Prepare herb-infused olive oils for easy flavoring. Assembly prep, 5 minutes. Set up breakfast stations in your refrigerator. Label containers with contents and dates. Prepare shopping lists for the following week. 5-minute morning options. Option 1, the microwave scramble. Pre-beaten eggs with pre-chopped vegetables, 3 minutes in microwave. Top with pre-shredded cheese and pre-cooked sausage. Serve with pre-sliced avocado. Option 2, the no-cook bowl. Greek yogurt parfait with pre-portioned nuts and berries. Add a drizzle of honey if needed for sweetness. Sprinkle with pre-ground flaxseed. Option 3, the grab-and-go plate. Hard-boiled eggs with pre-cut vegetables. Pre-portioned nuts or cheese. Cherry tomatoes and cucumber slices. Option 4, the blender smoothie. Protein powder, spinach, berries, and avocado. Blend with unsweetened almond milk. Add chia seeds for extra nutrition. Storage tips. Glass containers are better than plastic for storing prepared foods. Always date your preparations. Keep a rotation system to ensure freshness. Prepare ingredients rather than complete meals for more variety. Screenshot the breakfast combinations and meal prep tips I've shared. Try the Sunday prep session this weekend and comment below which combinations you're most excited to try. Even well-intentioned seniors make critical mistakes that sabotage their heart health. Let me share the most common ones so you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, the healthy whole grain trap. Many people switch from white bread to whole grain bread thinking they're making a healthy choice. While whole grains are better than refined grains, they still cause significant blood sugar spikes. A slice of whole grain bread raises blood sugar almost as much as a candy bar. Mistake number 2, the fruit juice deception. Orange juice, even fresh squeezed, contains as much sugar as soda and causes rapid blood sugar spikes. Even small amounts, 4 to 6 ounces, can trigger the inflammatory cascade that damages arteries. Mistake 3, the low-fat fallacy. Low-fat yogurt, milk, and other dairy products are loaded with added sugars to compensate for removed fats. These added sugars cause worse blood sugar spikes than the natural fats they replaced. Mistake number 4, the granola myth. Granola seems healthy, but is typically loaded with added sugars and processed ingredients. Most commercial granolas contain more sugar per serving than chocolate chip cookies. Mistake number 5, the banana belief. While bananas contain potassium and other nutrients, they're very high in sugar and cause significant blood sugar spikes when eaten alone. If you eat bananas, pair them with protein and healthy fats. Mistake number 6, the artificial sweetener switch. Artificial sweeteners may not contain calories, but they disrupt gut bacteria and can actually increase cravings for sweet foods. They also don't help retrain your taste buds to enjoy less sweet foods. Mistake number 7, the portion size problem. Even healthy foods can cause problems in large portions. A cup of berries is heart healthy. 2 cups might cause blood sugar issues in sensitive individuals. How to avoid these mistakes. Read labels carefully. Sugar hides under many names. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods. When in doubt, add protein and healthy fats to any meal. Monitor how different foods make you feel. Test your blood sugar 2 hours after eating to see how foods affect you. Before we wrap up, here's a critical checklist to keep handy. This could literally save your life or the life of someone you love. Call 911 immediately if you experience any combination of these symptoms lasting more than 5 minutes. Primary symptoms: chest pressure, tightness, or discomfort. Doesn't have to be severe pain. Unusual fatigue or weakness that comes on suddenly. Nausea with sweating, especially if you haven't eaten anything unusual. Shortness of breath that's worse than normal. Dizziness combined with other symptoms. Secondary symptoms: pain in jaw, neck, arm, or back that seems to come from nowhere. Indigestion or heartburn that doesn't respond to antacids. Sweating without physical exertion or heat. Feeling of impending doom or anxiety that's unusual for you. Special considerations for women. Women are more likely to experience nausea and vomiting, back or jaw pain, shortness of breath without chest pain, unusual fatigue days or weeks before a heart attack. The rule of 5. If you have any combination of symptoms lasting more than 5 minutes, or if you have the same symptom recurring over 5 days, seek medical attention immediately. What to do? 1. Call 911, don't drive yourself or have someone else drive you. 2. Chew an aspirin if you're not allergic and not on blood thinners. 3. Sit down and try to stay calm. 4. If you lose consciousness, those around you should start CPR. Remember, "I don't want to bother anyone" has killed more seniors than any other thought. Emergency rooms would rather check you out and send you home than miss a heart attack. Save this video to your fates and share it with your family. Make sure they know the silent heart attack symptoms too. Print out the symptoms checklist and keep it on your refrigerator. While breakfast is crucial, protecting your heart requires a 24-hour approach. Let me give you the complete daily strategy that maximizes your cardiovascular health. Morning routine, 6 to 10 a.m. Wake up and drink 8 to 12 ounces of water before anything else. Take a 5 to 10 minute walk if possible, even around your house. Eat your heart-healthy breakfast within 2 hours of waking. Take any prescribed medications with your meal to improve absorption. Midday strategy, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you get hungry between breakfast and lunch, choose protein-rich snacks. Stay hydrated. Dehydration stresses your cardiovascular system. If possible, take a short walk after lunch to help with blood sugar control. Avoid the afternoon sugar crash by keeping your lunch low in processed carbs. Afternoon protection, 2 to 6 p.m. This is when many people reach for sugary snacks. Have protein ready instead. Consider a short nap, 10 to 20 minutes if you're tired. It's good for heart health. If you exercise, afternoon is often the best time for seniors. Prepare your dinner ingredients to avoid stress cooking. Evening routine, 6 to 10 p.m. Eat dinner at least 3 hours before bedtime. Keep dinner lighter than breakfast and lunch. Avoid alcohol close to bedtime. It disrupts sleep and affects heart rhythm. Prepare for the next day to reduce morning stress. Bedtime protocol, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Poor sleep dramatically increases heart attack risk. Keep your bedroom cool, 65 to 68 degrees for better sleep quality. If you take medications, organize them the night before. Practice stress reduction techniques like deep breathing. Weekly heart health habits. Plan your meals once per week to avoid impulsive food choices. Weigh yourself at the same time each week. Sudden weight gain can indicate heart problems. Schedule regular walks or gentle exercise. Connect with friends or family. Social isolation increases heart disease risk. While food should be your primary source of nutrition, certain supplements can support heart health when used appropriately. Here's what the research actually shows. Evidence-based supplements, omega-3 fatty acids, EPA-DHA. Dose, 1,000-2,000 milligrams daily of combined EPA and DHA. Benefits, reduces risk of sudden cardiac death, lowers triglycerides. Best sources, fish oil or algae-based supplements. Take with meals to improve absorption. Magnesium, dose 200 to 400 milligrams daily. Benefits, helps regulate heart rhythm, supports blood pressure. Best forms, magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. Take at bedtime, can improve sleep quality. Coenzyme Q10, dose 100 to 200 milligrams daily. Benefits, supports heart muscle function, especially important if taking statins. Best form, ubiquinol, more absorbable than ubiquinone. Take with fats for better absorption. Vitamin D3, dose 2,000 to 4,000 IU daily, get blood levels tested. Benefits, deficiency linked to increased heart disease risk. Take with fats or during meals, especially important for seniors with limited sun exposure. Supplements to avoid. Calcium supplements without magnesium and K2 may increase arterial calcification. High-dose vitamin E may increase bleeding risk. Iron supplements unless diagnosed with deficiency. Any supplement promising miraculous heart benefits. Important notes, always consult with your doctor before starting supplements. Some supplements interact with heart medications. Quality matters, choose third-party tested brands. Supplements support but don't replace a healthy diet. Your breakfast choice this morning will either protect your heart or damage it. There's no neutral ground. The good news, you have complete control over this powerful factor in your cardiovascular health. Every morning, you have the opportunity to choose between inflammation and healing, between arterial damage and protection, between increasing your heart attack risk and decreasing it. The power is literally in your hands, or should I say, on your plate. Your action steps starting tomorrow. 1. Eliminate processed breakfast carbs immediately. No more cereal, toast, pastries, or juice. 2. Try the 3-minute step test to assess your current cardiovascular fitness. 3. Choose one of the heart-healthy breakfast combinations I've shared and try it for a week. 4. Prep your breakfast ingredients this weekend using the meal prep strategies. 5. Share this information with someone you care about. You could save their life. Remember Margaret from Ohio, who thought her whole grain toast was healthy? She's now 70 years old and hasn't had another cardiac event since changing her breakfast habits 3 years ago. Her cardiologist says her heart function has actually improved and she has more energy now than she did in her 60s. Robert, the retired teacher who avoided triple bypass surgery, he just celebrated his 75th birthday by taking a hiking trip with his grandchildren, something he never thought he'd be able to do again. These aren't miraculous recoveries. They're the predictable results of giving your body what it needs to heal instead of what damages it. The most important message, if you take nothing else from this video, remember this. Your body wants to heal. Your arteries want to be flexible and clear. Your heart wants to beat strong. You just have to stop giving it the daily assault of blood sugar spikes and inflammation that prevent healing. This is just the beginning. What I've shared today about breakfast is crucial, but it's only one piece of the longevity puzzle. The next video in this series will shock you even more because it's about an epidemic that's devastating seniors' mental health and accelerating dementia at an alarming rate. I'm talking about social isolation. That's literally shrinking your brain. Recent research from Stanford shows that loneliness activates the same inflammatory pathways that cause heart disease, but it also triggers brain inflammation that leads to cognitive decline and dementia. And live alone. If you live alone, feel disconnected from others, or have noticed your memory isn't what it used to be, you must watch the next video. The information I'll share could save not just your life, but your mind. We'll cover the 15-minute daily practice that can reverse brain aging, the specific type of social connection that protects against dementia, and the warning signs that your isolation is becoming dangerous to your health. Right now, before you do anything else, subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. Share this video with 3 people who need this information. Comment below with your commitment to change your breakfast habits. Save this video to watch again when you need motivation. Your heart has been faithfully beating for decades, pumping life through your body without you even thinking about it. Isn't it time you return the favor by giving it the nutrition and care it deserves? The choice you make tomorrow morning and every morning after that will determine whether you're around to enjoy your golden years or become another statistic in the silent heart attack epidemic. Choose life. Choose health. Choose a heart-protecting breakfast. I'll see you in the next video where we'll tackle the hidden epidemic that's stealing seniors' minds and what you can do to protect yourself starting today.